You know you have to avoid an attack like this, right? Hello and welcome, my character controlling Leafs. Last time, we had a look at JRPGs that are turn-based in kind for beginners. And as I promised, this week we have the same thing, just for action RPGs. The main difference between a JRPG and an action RPG is obviously that you don't control the whole party you have, but just one character. It's more of a reactional thing and a bit less tactical than turn-based RPGs. So if that is more up your alley, here we go! Of course, I have to start with Secret of Mana. This is the game that got me into RPGs. Funny thing is, I prefer turn-based RPGs, while the thing that got me into RPGs is an action RPG, but that's how it happens. It opened the world of RPGs in general for me, and it might do so for you too. You get a colorful world with likable characters, and also you can choose which of the 3 characters you control as soon as you get them. Also, you will get 8 different weapons that play a bit differently, so you could try out your style with that as well. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that you have to wait until the percentage counter down where your character's avatar has to reach 100% before you can attack again. It doesn't even take a second, so it's not that bad. But keep that in mind, it's maybe a bit slower than most action RPGs. Maybe just a bit. You are also able to use magic in this game, even though only 2 of your 3 characters can use magic. But you can always give the order to one of the other characters to use that specific spell you want to use. The game stops while using that spell, which might not be for everyone. People always complain that it slows everything down, but I don't think it's that much of a problem, especially if you are a beginner. So, give it a shot. In case of Secret of Mana, you have 2 versions you can check out. One is the original version on the SNES and Nintendo Switch. The collection also comes with its predecessor, Final Fantasy Adventure, and its successor, Trials of Mana, while the upgraded 3D version is on PS4 and Windows. So, it's your choice to make. Both of them I played, and they are really good. Basically identical, just the graphics are different, so whatever you prefer should be your choice. In case of Trials of Mana, however, yes, you can get the original one in the collection of Mana, but you might want to have a look at the remake, which is for Switch, PS4, and PC. That is a really, really awesome remake, and I will recommend it. It's also easy to get in, it teaches you a bit about class systems, and the characters work a bit different here. You choose your 3 characters at the start, out of a total of 6, and you get them one after the other. However, each character has a specific class that can be upgraded, for 4 classes for each character in total. So you can learn about class systems in here as well. That is a good thing. You need to learn about that, surely. Each character does play different, and the percentage meter isn't here as well. You have a combo attack, and between combos you have a little pause, but not even a second. So, maybe that's the game for you. I really recommend it. It's a very good remake, and in general, a very good game. Now, let's move away from the Mana or Seiken Densetsu franchise and get into the Ys franchise. Basically, every Ys game is fine to start with, but I would recommend Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana. In this game, you explore a wonderful island full of stuff to find, and you also build your own little village. Well, you don't really build it. It's more like you find new residents that move there and it grows through that. But I love stuff like that. And if you are into that as well, Ys 8 is the Ys game you should go for. Now, some battles might be a bit tough in Ys 8. However, there's a solution to that. just put the difficulty at easy. You won't miss anything because of that. It just makes the battles easier, and, well, you are a beginner. It's no problem. You don't have to feel bad for playing a game on easy. You will get there when you get more experienced. So maybe try it out. And if easy is too easy for you, you can always, in the middle of the game, put it up to medium or even hard. Or even higher difficulties that I think you have to unlock by finishing the game first. Not quite sure about that, as I play on medium. Because, honestly, I played so many hard games, so sometimes a medium or easy one, why not? Do you like Disney? Then you should try a Kingdom Hearts game. I'd recommend starting with the first one, and also not try to understand the story. The story in each game is fine, you can understand each game on its own, but the whole story around it? Yeah, good luck with that. Not even hardcore fans understand that story completely. Especially since it definitely needs knowledge from a Japanese-only mobile game that was discontinued and is unplayable at all for everyone now. Welcome to Kingdom Hearts. But don't get yourself distracted because of that. The games are really good, really fine, and really easy to play. The optional battles, of course, are enormously hard. I would recommend not go into those. But if you want the kick of a bit Disney nostalgia, you can explore wonderful Disney worlds with Goofy and Donald by your side, and a nice little action RPG system that's not too hard to get into. So, if Disney is your thing, definitely try that, if you haven't already. But if you have, you already are familiar with action RPGs, so yeah. Maybe even try it if you're not a Disney fan. Might work for you as well still. How can I talk about action RPGs without mentioning the Tales series? Of course you might think, well, with Tales of Arise being newly released, maybe start with that, but no, don't. I only played the demo, okay, granted, but that was kind of hard. I would say for a beginner it's a bit too up there. But try something like Tales of Symphonia or, my favorite, Tales of Graces. They are much easier. Again, if you don't do the optional stuff. RPGs do like to have very difficult optional stuff. I think you could guess that by now. But just playing through them is easy enough. And if you really get into the battle mechanics, you might even be able to pull off some very high-class combos in battle. Which you don't have to beat those games. I couldn't as a kid, but I could finish those games. But it gives you a good feeling pulling them off. I did some of those myself with over 100 hits for a combo, and it's an awesome feeling if you can get that. But if you're not looking for that, it's still an easy to get into game. And easily finished. Also, most of them have difficulty options, so play around with those. If it's too hard for you. Nothing wrong with that again. And the last one I want to mention is pretty similar to the Tales series when it comes to the battle system. Star Ocean. The thing about Star Ocean though is, it is not of the fantasy genre. It's more like a mixture of sci-fi and fantasy. So if sci-fi is more up your alley, this might be the perfect game for you to start. So, which one should you start with? Well, honestly, everyone goes again. There are some on the Switch, there's one on Xbox 360 and I believe PS3, and also one on PS4. And one will be released later next year or something. You never know nowadays when they actually get released. But of course I cannot talk about that as, well, it was just announced and I have not played it obviously. But maybe you want to have a look into that as well. And those are the action RPGs I'd recommend for beginners. Tell me in the comments below if there was anything that piqued your interest in this list. I would like to hear it. Also, tell me if you are an experienced RPGer and have experienced some of these games. Maybe you even have some more tips for beginners as well. Put them down there. Help them. We need to help each other, of course. And as always, we have a look at Team C's current accomplishment. At the time of recording this, we are at 40,454,428 pounds that are raised from the ocean. Well, maybe not raised because plastic mostly floats, but you get what I mean. With that, why not roll over to the subscribe button and give that little bell a click. And also use your strong attack on the like button if you enjoyed the video. And while you're at it, check out the links in the description below to my Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, where I keep you updated whenever I upload a new video, as well as other stuff I post on those. Except Twitch. I only live stream there, obviously. With that, see you next time. Bye-bye!